Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Ray. How is everybody today? So I have a funny story. I posted recently about the game of life and I made a little short and I got a comment from one of you who says maybe I'm channeling the soul of Florence Scovel Shinn. I was like, I don't know who that is. And I look it up and I find out that I'm not original at all. It's quite devastating, actually. Apparently, Florence Scovel Shinn wrote a book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, over 100 years ago. So I sat with that awareness this morning and thought, oh, so what am I doing? And the comment was, maybe you're channeling the essence or the soul of this person. And maybe I am. I couldn't say. I don't really know. Anything is possible. But the synchronicity is quite astounding. This is the first time I've heard anything about this mystic, this author and artist, American artist. It made me think about originality and creativity. It made me doubt a little bit there as well. But then I thought mysticism and talking about esoteric and energy and reality and divinity has been around for millennia. So of course I'm not original. I think what's interesting on the path of awakening or spirituality or self-discovery is understanding that we are each unique and we're bringing our own essence, authentic voice, which apparently was something that Florence Scovel Shinn was very strong about, the power of the word, the power of your voice and how you express yourself authentically. So here I am, whether or not I'm channeling the soul of Florence Scovel Shinn or not, I don't know. It's intriguing, I have to say. And it got me thinking about all of the other influences that I've had and those connections that have felt very strong to me on my own path of remembering the truth of who I am. And I'm still discovering a lot, because there have been a lot of influences, and at times I felt very strongly connected to certain energies and perhaps sometimes certain ideas. I know that as a kid and to this day, I am incredibly attracted to, magnetized almost, to looking up at Orion in the night sky and Sirius and nothing else. Nothing else interests me. It's like there's a magnetic pull to this star and this constellation in the night sky. I feel deeply connected. It's like a calling. There's something that says this feels like home. And there have been other connections, similar connections. I feel deeply connected to ancient Egypt, to Isis. And again, I can't explain why and what this significance is, just that it has been a constant companion in my path of remembering who I am. In a similar way, I felt connected to different angels, Metatron, Archangel Gabriel. Sometimes this has felt quite incongruous to me because I'm not somebody who has a strong religious faith, but I'm discovering on my own path my own beliefs in a spiritual sense. And it's not because I'm looking for that kind of thing, it's just that they appear on my path, my personal path. And something awakens within me that feels like home. My soul remembers something. And for me, these have been like breadcrumbs on my path, synchronicities and signs. But the guides that have come through have differed along the way. Another interesting insight, and it wasn't something I was looking for, was when I moved to France and I moved several places. I realized with hindsight that I was following the path of Mary Magdalene. And again, this for me felt quite incongruous at the time because for me Mary Magdalene was a religious reference. Now she represents very much the divine feminine. On our paths, our unique paths, and mine has been quite a mystical path, I have to say, and now I'm discovering Florence Scovel Shin as well, to add to my repertoire of interesting guides and signs and synchronicities. And every step of the way, there's been a knowing, there's been that strong intuitive connection that this has some kind of significance for me, without understanding the full implications. And I've got to the point where I'm quite comfortable with the not knowing, not needing to attach to any one thing. It's part of that mystical journey through life that requires you to have faith or a trust in something that you cannot see. And that for me is part of the magic. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. At the end of the day, they're personal puzzle pieces that fall into place in divine timing. There may be a time when everything makes sense, when the puzzle is complete. It remains to be seen. But for now, I'm enjoying this mystical ride, life, and I'm grateful for having made the acquaintance of Florence Scovel Shin. I've decided I'm not going to read her book because I'm happy to explore this idea, the game of life, and everything that it means to me, and to bring my own unique voice and essence to it. And maybe one day I'll read her book and see that I've said exactly the same thing, but in my own unique way. So thank you for sharing that. And it's given me a moment of happy reflection on all the different influences and guides and mystical connections that have appeared on my path. And I'm looking forward to many more. And if you've had any such experiences, please feel free to share them in the comments below. It's an interesting path, the path of awakening, I find. Okay, so thanks as always for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next post.